Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the that time of the day, that time of the time, that time of the day, ladies and gentlemen, where Oni, you know how it goes. Oni has been successful in making us all nice and horny. In regards to Robert Sanchez, we've got a whole heap of news about many other things, so stay tuned. It's going to be another blockbuster video. Let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We have found an agreement with Robert Sanchez. This was looming. This seemed like it was going to happen as well. And I've said in recent times, I'm not even peeved off. I actually rated Robert Sanchez all along. I've been rating him since his time under Graham Potter. Of course, you know, we know in the fan base, our main preference was Andre Onana or Mike Maignan, but it just didn't materialize for many different reasons. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Sanchez, the agreement has been done. It's a here we go from Fabrizio Romano. Let's check out the news before we drop more opinions on it. David Ornstein, exclusive. Brighton and Hove Albion have agreed a deal with Chelsea for goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. Spain international expected to undergo medical imminently. Chelsea have been targeting 25-year-old competition for Kepa following Mendy's departure. Let's have a look at what Fabrizio Romano had to say about this. Chelsea have agreed a fee around 20 million fixed for Robert Sanchez. It includes add-ons up to 25 million package. Long-term deal verbally agreed with Sanchez, who always wanted to join Chelsea. Caicedo talks continue in separate deal. Slonina will now leave on loan. Here we go. So look, quite a few things. First of all, the fee. I think it's a fair fee, you'd have to say, for a 25-year-old long-term deal. I'm not too peeved off about that as well. A few people are saying, why a long-term deal for a goalkeeper? You know, we do potentially want to go for someone like Mike Maignan down the track. I think we can still pursue someone like Mike Maignan down the track. I mean, Kepa, this has to be the penultimate season where Kepa has to show if he's going to be able to, you know, clear out some of his flaws, those flaws that Kepa have. And recently, some of his strengths that people think in terms of distribution, I don't even think they're strengths anymore, if I'm being absolutely honest. So, look, I've got no issues about Robert Sanchez having a long-term deal. He'll definitely compete against Kepa. I think down the track, he'll probably take over Kepa. Sometime during this season, I have strong feelings he's actually going to take over from Kepa, because I've watched him for Brighton, and the way Brighton used to play out from the back, he was a main cog. Brighton used to use him as that extra player to beat the press, to build up seamlessly. There's plenty of clips of Caicedo linking up with Robert Sanchez. So in terms of distribution, I think Robert Sanchez, in my opinion, is far better than Kepa. And in terms of shot stopping as well, I think he's taller. So and then we've seen Robert Sanchez do really, really good job at Brighton. For one reason or another, obviously fell off with Roberto De Zerbi, but his relationship with Graham Potter was excellent, of course. So look, as I said, I'm not at all peeved off by this. I think this is quite decent in terms of the money as well. 20 million fixed, 5 million in add-ons. Thank you, Brighton, for not robbing us for this particular transaction. I think this is a fair value, and I hope this transaction can now give us a little bit of hope in regards to Caicedo as well. Like, we've done a lot of business with you guys, Brighton. Let's finish this off with the Caicedo one. Caicedo is absolutely paramount for Chelsea Football Club. Absolutely paramount. And we're going to talk about that down the track. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Slonina will go out on a loan, which is the right thing to do. We've seen Slonina in the one match this preseason, and he did look shaky. And look, that's fine. 19-year-old goalkeeper. Don't expect him to absolutely light up the world already. Lot to learn. Slonina does need to go out on a loan, maybe an European loan, and then maybe a Premier League loan down the track. And eventually, if he does show the composure, does show the quality, ball distribution is the huge one. If he can start showing that, Slonina definitely has a future. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know how you feel about this particular transaction with Brighton. We love Brighton. This toxic relationship. We love making love to Brighton. because sometimes these toxic relations, you can't stay away from them. You can't stay away. So let me know in the comment section how you feel about Robert Sánchez being the next goalkeeper at Chelsea Football Club, whether as a number 1, number 2, we'll see. But I think it'll be decent enough competition for Kepa. So let me know. Brighton have included a sell-on clause in Robert Sánchez till Brighton. They don't want to miss out on a trick. They don't want to miss out on anything. They want to make sure every penny is squeezed out of us. So if we down the track do sell Robert Sánchez, they want to be part of that. Chelsea revised their plan to spend big on Andre Onana or Mike Maignan after failing to find a club to buy Kepa. So look, Kepa, it seems like we were trying our best to find a suitor for him, but no one wants to pay those wages, and no one wants to pay. It is a long-term deal with Kepa. Kepa's got like a 7-year contract when he first came in. So I don't know. I think he's probably got 3 more years left. So, he's still worth a bit of money for us. And if we don't get that level of money, we don't want to take a loss in our books. So once we figured that out, we had to reassess our situation. Andre Onana only wanted Man United, and Mike Maignan is going to cost a arm and a leg. AC Milan slapped a 80 million euros price tag on him, so that kind of got us out of the situation. Now let's talk about the midfield stuff. Let me know about the goalkeepers situation in the comments section. Tell me how you feel about that. Mauricio Pochettino is desperate for additions in midfield, where he is short on depth and experience before his new side hosts Liverpool on the opening weekend of the season. I definitely see the desperation. And I'm going to talk about Conor Gallagher down the track. I know some of you guys are a little bit iffy about this, and I'm going to be trying to be as calm and as logical as I can be. There is an issue. There is an issue in the midfield. It's not going to work out, Enzo and Gallagher, for the rest of the season. And even if you have Santos and Caicedo as backups, it's just not going to work out like that. We definitely need a quality, an absolute beast of a midfielder in the likes of Caicedo, who's not only great off the ball, which Conor Gallagher is, but extremely good on the ball, which Conor Gallagher isn't. And in terms of being press resistant as well, Conor Gallagher isn't. And these are the things when we come across big teams week in, week out. And in the Premier League, there's a lot of quality teams. You need this quality. You need this quality. As I said, we're going to talk about Conor Gallagher because a lot of you guys are wowed by him yesterday. And no problems. Even I was a little bit wowed by him in the second half, thinking, okay, off the ball, he looks good. But that ain't going to cut it. Just off the ball ain't going to cut it. We need the complete package. And for me, Mauricio Pochettino has an absolute right to be desperate. We need that quality in midfield. There's no doubts about this. Absolutely no doubts about this. Well-placed sources have suggested Chelsea's desperation to sign Moises Caicedo will lead them to a deal close to 100 million. Jacob Steinberg. Look, this is what we've said in recent times. Brighton are hell-bound on the 100 million. We are looking to find a middle ground. When I say middle ground, but some sort of a negotiation. We've gone as close up to 80. I think the next bid will be somewhere around 85, plus add-ons will take it up to 90. I don't know whether we're going to end up getting to 100, maybe eventually enough with some add-ons. Bottom line, I think this is what we're going to have to pay. This is what we're going to have to pay with Brighton. And for me, as you can see over here, well-placed sources have suggested Chelsea's desperation. We are desperate. We are desperate in the midfield. This is the quality that is required for us to compete at the highest level in the Premier League. People want us to, aim higher. Go top 4. Go win the league. Be a title contender. This is what people are saying. Where's the ambition, Miz? Why you want to come? Why are you saying 6th and 5th and this, that, the other? Go and win the league. I'm putting some realism into context, but if you really want to start thinking about winning leagues, you got to put high quality profiles in midfield, especially. We've got talent elsewhere. In midfield, Enzo Fernandez is fantastic, but Enzo Fernandez does need a player like Caicedo next to him. Even Enzo Fernandez this preseason has been a bit iffy. So we definitely need this Moises Caicedo deal, and I think 100 million is the only way to go about it. Let's see if Chelsea get there. I think Chelsea will definitely have to get there. Todd Bowley was asked by a particular fan yesterday, pre-match asking, what's happening with the Moises Caicedo deal, and Todd Boehly said, we're trying. It's difficult, we're trying. So hopefully we get that. Chelsea aren't scared about mystery club for Moises Caicedo. They hope the deal for Sanchez will help the relationship with Brighton. Caicedo is still pushing to join Chelsea, and talks are ongoing. No combined package deal as too low, too slow for negotiation. There you go. So none of these combined package. Obviously, we are doing the package for Robert Sánchez immediately, 25 million, I think, all up, and Caicedo will be separate. So look, let's just get this done. About a week and a bit away from the Premier League season to kick off against Liverpool. I'm praying, man. I'm praying that we have this player before then. I highly doubt it, but looks like for the first game it's going to be Enzo Fernandez and Conor Gallagher. This is what Pochettino has also said post-match yesterday against Dortmund, that starting lineup that we had is more or less, he's looking to start that against Liverpool. So whether we like it or not, I think a lot of you guys don't mind Conor Gallagher anymore. So hopefully it all works out. Tyler Adams of Leeds United is being considered by Chelsea, and talks continue with Brighton over fellow midfield Moises Caicedo. Look, Tyler Adams' name has been floating around. I've even said recent times that I don't mind him. I actually like the player, but he's nowhere near the quality of Caicedo. I don't mind the player, but I feel like Tyler Adams, if we're unable to get Moises Caicedo, fine, get Tyler Adams, but it's nowhere near the quality of Caicedo. Let me make that clear, right? But if we are getting Moises Caicedo, there's no point in having a player like Tyler Adams, because you want to rely on Santos and Caicedo and Ubichuku. Maybe if he's sticking around, perhaps he's going out on loan. So Tyler Adams for me is not a complete impact that we are looking for in midfield, but is a decent enough player. If Caicedo don't happen, then of course pursue someone like Tyler Adams. I think he's got a very cheap release clause, about 20 million. A nice, decent player. I've watched him last season when they Leeds thrashed us, and he was so good against Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea. And then I watched him during the World Cup. He was very good. Overall, he's a decent enough player. Right now, he is injured though. So, yeah, we need to work that situation out. But look, my focus is completely on Moises Caicedo. No static better sums up Chelsea's current midfield flux than the fact Gallagher led Pochettino's entire squad for preseason minutes played in the USA. He is trusted by Pochettino. Look, now, in one hand, you can say he's trusted by Pochettino. He's played the most minutes. But on the other hand, you also have to say we don't have that elite quality that we're looking for, which is Moises Caicedo. Had Moises Caicedo been in the team from the get-go in the preseason, you best believe Conor Gallagher wouldn't get the most minutes. You 100% best believe. Let me make something very, very clear. I've got nothing against Conor Gallagher. I think he's Chelsea through and through. What I get upset when people tell me, oh, you hate him, this, that, the other. Let me make it very clear. Conor Gallagher suits a certain type of a footballing team. This is why you get teams like Everton and West Ham and so on and so forth coming for him. You don't get the Man Cities, the Barcelonas, those type of players come for him. We are looking to be a team that's going to be, I'm not saying just hold possession for the sake of holding possession, no, but we are going to be a team that's going to have technical ability and that passing ability and being that press resistant, having that press resistant ability in midfield. We are going to be that team. If you remember in this preseason, Cesare Caicedo, when he put that through ball for Nicolas Jackson, do you guys remember? Couple of the early matches, I think might have been against Wrexham. Might have been again, yeah, I think it was against Wrexham. That's the kind of passing range that you need. Do you know what I mean? On top of the work rate. Gallagher yesterday and against a few other teams as well. Definitely against against Newcastle second half, he actually showed really good ball playing ability where he put the through ball for Nkunku, but then he quickly reverted back to being his old self. Yesterday, his off the ball work rate was immense. The way he was defending, the way he was covering a lot of the ground, and that's great. But that in itself ain't gonna cut it. You do need, because there were certain times where Gallagher was playing as the deepest midfielder. You need those line-breaking passes. You need those visionary passes over the top. You need that extra quality, which I feel Andre Santos, Caicedo, they have a lot more of a total package than Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher is is too much lopsided on one side of the skill set, which is off the ball. He's an engine. But with the ball, it's a concern. The quicker we realize this, that it's better to let go of him and sell him, unless we want to use him as a rotational piece off the bench. No problems. I've got no issues with that. We need Caicedo. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez has to be the number one combination. And then after that, if you want to use Conor Gallagher, Santos, honestly, I would prefer to give minutes to Santos and Caicedo. They're the future. They're the proper futures. For me, Conor Gallagher, yes, he's young, but unless he really improves his ball-playing ability, for me, it's better to find a deal. If we get an offer in the region of 45 million, I think we declined that from West Ham, but if we get somewhere around 45 to 50 million, we should think about letting him go. We really should. And that's how I feel about it. You let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what you think about Conor Gallagher. Yes, good performance yesterday, but overall, it ain't cutting it, man. It ain't cutting it. That's not how you're going to compete against the big dogs in the Premier League. You tell me how many top teams in the Premier League does Conor Gallagher start for? You tell me. All right, moving on to the next news. The interest in Michael Olise from Chelsea and Manchester City has come early, but if it did crystallize Crystal Palace into something more formal, it would be extremely difficult for him to turn it down. There was a release clause included in that original contract that would permit Olise to speak to interested clubs if Palace perceived an offer that guaranteed them 35 million. The possibility of renegotiating the element of his contract and raising the bar clause has been revisited over the course of his stint at the club, and in October there was suggestion made to the Athletic that it had been removed. So look, mixed information, but the bottom line, everyone's saying that it's confirmed that there is a release clause for 35 million, but he is injured as well at the moment. I get the feeling, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea actually like him a lot. I get the feeling Chelsea want him. And if that's the case, Chelsea apparently have been saying that they're going to use him through the middle where Nkunku plays. And we do need one more player up front. Vlahovic we'll talk about as well. I think we're probably going to be forced to get Vlahovic, but we'll see. But there is a need for Nkunku's rotational player. Because Nkunku, I'm worried, man. When we play with Nkunku, we look so good. As soon as he came off yesterday, we created chances, but we looked a little bit disoriented. I don't trust our team without Nkunku down the track. Need Nkunku there because he's got that X factor. He's got that creative nature. And from a robust point of view as well, he's got pace. He doesn't easily get bundled over. He's got a little bit of physicality about him. So look, I think Olise is potentially going to play through the middle, but of course he can play on the right side. And if that's the case, someone like Angelo Gabriel is probably going to be moved on right now. If this isn't the case, I'm keeping Angelo Gabriel on the right side along with Noni Madueke. I'm very concerned about Sterling. Sterling has to probably compete with Mudryk on the left side. I don't want Sterling to be on the right. I'd rather have Madueke and Angelo Gabriel fighting that position out. Sterling is a massive concern. But look, I think Chelsea are very, very interested in Michael Olise, ladies and gentlemen. So watch this space, see how this materializes down the track. But as much as we wanted Kudus, I wanted Kudus because he definitely can play as a central attacking midfielder, can play anywhere in the front three as well. Some of you guys are saying, I can't play striker. Trust me, I've seen him. Go and watch him. Check out some of the Ajax matches. He's played as a false nine striker. He knows how to smash a ball. He's even played in an international level as a striker as well. So watch. But I don't think we're getting, it doesn't seem like we're getting Kudus. I think we're more inclined to get Michael Olise, who is also a very, very good player. Don't get me wrong. Check this news out. A little bit of gift from Marina left behind for us. Livramento is joining Newcastle for 35 million plus add-ons. Chelsea have a hefty sell-on clause. So thank you, Marina, for this. Good move for Livramento, man, to be able to move from Southampton to Newcastle. Newcastle do need a bit of a backup player for Trippier. So Livramento, man, congratulations for making into Newcastle in the Champions League. Newcastle on the rise as well. 35 million plus add-ons. We get a hefty Sell-on clause, fantastic. Someone said it was about 15 million or something. Yeah, here we go. Chelsea are due to receive 13 million and potentially up to 15.5 million from Livermore transfer to Newcastle. I love these little cheeky little, profits that we're making along the way, which is great to see. Mauricio Pochettino is interested in a forward, but it remains to be seen whether he is interested in Dušan Vlahović. Chelsea have been pleasantly surprised by the impact Nicolas Jackson has made in attack during pre-season. Jacob Steinberg talked about Gallagher because I saw a lot of comments in regards to Gallagher having a go at me. Some of you guys having a go at me about Vlahović as well and saying, "Oh, Miz, you've been reactionary off the back of yesterday's match in regards to Nicolas Jackson." Let me make something clear. A lot of you guys don't know what the word reactionary means. You need to go and see. Very, very. In fact, I'm barely ever reactionary. Let me make something very clear in regards to Nicolas Jackson, what I said yesterday. First of all, Dušan Vlahović, I've never been an advocate of getting Dušan Vlahović because for me, it don't make sense. One game a week, I'm going with Nicolas Jackson. Yes, there's AFCON, I understand. Nkunku will be used at certain times as a striker as well. And my thought process was we're going to get someone like Kudus as well we can use as a striker. And then in all of that, you have Armando Broja as a backup. Armando Broja, we shouldn't give up on him. Yeah, there's injury. My thought process was being as a second striker, you can slowly be eased into it. That was my whole idea behind it for this season only, because one game a week, slowly building, we got to stay patient. Hopefully next season we can add another striker on top. That's why I wasn't advocating for Vlahović. The only reason I started to sort of think the other way is because, and now you guys be like, oh, reactionary, flip-flop. No, that's not the case. You need to understand the circumstance. The only way to get rid of Lukaku is if we get someone like Vlahović. So we're kind of forced into this. So this is why I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, then okay, fine. It's okay to have someone like Vlahović as an option. I wouldn't even call him as a backup because he will definitely compete with Nicolas Jackson. I want Nicolas Jackson still to be number one. He's shown me enough in this preseason and the quality on and off the field to be the number one. But if we have to get rid of, and we want to get rid of Romelu Lukaku, we are desperate to getting rid of Romelu Lukaku, we have to take someone like Vlahović. So in that case, I'm fine with it. Now, people take that as reactionary. That's not reactionary. That's understanding the circumstance. In regards to what I said for Nicolas Jackson yesterday, I'm just thinking some of these players, they do live in social media. They do, whether you like it or not. In this new era, players live in social media. I'm just worried. I'm not worried. I'm just a bit, it seemed a bit uncharacteristic for me. Nicolas Jackson had some really good chances to score yesterday. I'm just a bit, confused, bewildered that has he seen any news in regards to Vlahović that's caused him to be a little bit clouded in his head, because he just needs to clear that out. Because some of the misses that Nicolas Jackson had yesterday looked a bit uncharacteristic compared to the matches he's had in the preseason. I'm not saying Nicolas Jackson needs to score every game and then he needs to score every opportunity, but he missed, I think, 3 chances yesterday. In the preseason so far, he's shown that he would at least bury 1 out of the 3, if not 2 out of the 3. 1 out of 3, if not 2 out of the 3. That's all I said. And then off the back of that, I was sort of thinking, do you know what? Maybe, just maybe, it's not bad to have someone like Vlahović in the squad, just to have an option. So you have to understand the circumstance. You know what I mean? Not advocating for Vlahović. The only way we're getting Vlahović is because of Lukaku. So let me know your thoughts on Vlahović, ladies and gentlemen. It's not still confirmed that we are going to get him or not, as you saw in this report, but I think it is vital in regards to that Lukaku deal. Mauricio Pochettino is giving serious consideration to keeping Ian Martin and Andre Santos in the first team squad next season. This is a no-brainer. Both of these players have been immense. Ian Martin has shown he can play anywhere. I even think as soon as Chukwuemeka left yesterday, because Chukwuemeka, after Nkunku got injured, was starting to play more centrally and trying to play just behind Nicolas Jackson. I just didn't see Chukwuemeka produce those key passes. And as soon as Ian Martin came in, you can already see how busy he was, and he was trying to find those passes to Nicolas Jackson, more progressive passes. And I'm not having a guy at Chukwuemeka. I rate Chukwuemeka. I want Chukwuemeka to stay in the team. Obviously, he's got a lot to learn. But someone like Ian Martin, I feel like he's a lot advanced in his development. Very advanced. Can play anywhere in front in terms of wings. Obviously, not as a striker, but in the wings, midfield, he can play left back. This guy, I think he can even play central attacking midfielder. He's got that attacking, skill set in him, which is very, very crucial for us. And in terms of Andre Santos, ladies and gentlemen, look, as I said, I'd rather give him minutes in midfield. Still get Caicedo, but any minutes off the bench, the odd starts here and there, the cup competitions. Andre Santos has shown me what a quality player he is. When I talk about that entire package in midfield, ball playing ability and off the ball work rate as well. It's got to be both, not one or the other. Chelsea Football Club needs both. Andre Santos definitely is the future of Chelsea Football Club. There's no doubts about that. Chelsea FC has approached investors about raising capital for the London-based club. According to people familiar with the matter, any new financial investors could inject money in return for a stake in English Premier League club. The people added, asking not to be named, discussing confidential information. So coming from Bloomberg. So we're looking for new investors. Could it be possibly Saudis coming into the frame? I don't know. So let's see. A keen eye on who is going to be investing in Chelsea Football Club, who are going to be, injecting money into our club. We are still looking for that sponsor. So look, that's fine, man. I mean, maybe Clearlake Capital is just trying to minimize the risk. They don't want to be the biggest sort of shareholder in the piece. They do want to have other people come in and just sort of minimize the risk for them to outlay all that money. So and down the track, hopefully this will be beneficial for us to invest in the football club. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know about everything we spoke about in this particular video, most specifically in regards to Robert Sánchez, which is a here we go. He's going to be a Chelsea goalkeeper, and a whole heap of other news that we've gone through. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.